I haven't did my Africa trip. My main Africa trip that I want, we haven't done it yet.
Okay.
The coronavirus got involved, and another situation allowed us to not doing this main one. So I got one that I want to do. That I'm gonna be traveling. I'm gonna do different tours. I think I'm gonna hit like 4 cities out there and stuff. So, but I ain't done that one yet, and that's gonna be the main one that I want to do. But once I do it, I come back on the show and I tell you my whole experience about it. Going back to see my tribe. I'm on the Edu. My tribe is the Edu tribe. You know what I'm saying?
The Nigerian region.
Yes, and I want to go back and learn a little bit more about my culture and different things as information unfolds with me, and I obtain the knowledge. And I want to really see, my culture, and go back to the ancestors and learn a lot of different things. We all have different things that we're connected to, and that we may not even know nothing about. And I love just being able to go back and research my roots and get deeply involved in there and see what my tribe. My tribe. Even with the Edu people. They are warriors, stone cold warriors. We wear a mask, and we do a lot of royalty things. You know what I'm saying? Have royal ceremonies and stuff like that. So it's not a coincidence that I wear a mask at my events and stuff like that. It's just paying a tribute to my ancestors and my tribe. You know what I mean? So shout out to all the Edu people out there, baby. The king is coming home soon. I just gotta handle some business.
The champ is a Niger boy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Hello, guys. Welcome to Boxing Blog Center, the home of Nigerian and African boxing. And please, if you're new to this channel, make sure you click the like and of course the subscribe button right now. We are live. Please, if you can hear me, make sure you just say yes. Okay, if you can hear me, please. I'm currently having a little problem with my mic. So if you can hear me, just comment yes on the live chat, please. God bless you. And if the mic is good, let me know, because this is a very important subject. We are going to be discussing about Deontay Wilder, Bomb Squad, and Anthony Joshua, the unified heavyweight king of the whole universe, and also the only two-time universe in the whole wide world. And the rift. What caused the rift between these two brothers? We're going to be going way back. Okay, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to share this broadcast, because this is a topic that you are never going to see in any other platform other than Boxing Blog Center, because we've got some historians right here. Our brother Winke, we have our brother Isioma, we have our brother Ibrahim, we have our brother Adewale. And we have these people here with different opinion. You know what to expect. It's always a banger. But let me first of all say congratulations to Deontay Wilder. He's getting a lot of recognition from Nigeria right now. Almost every Nigerian media platform has been talking about his current declaration. Him saying he's from he's Edo by tribe, where I'm from, in Edo State. And the guy, he's getting a lot of media attention. So Deontay Wilder's homecoming, I'm talking about guys that are ready to receive him. The guy, he's going to be a superstar. I mean, a superstar. Maybe superstar is too small. Maybe if he beats Fury, he becomes a trillion star. I know I'm saying that. Yes. So, what caused the rift between the unified heavyweight king of the universe, Anthony Joshua, and Deontay Bomber Wilder, the Asano II, and the conqueror of the WBC title? who reigned for more than 5 years, defending his title more than 9 times. Not really easy, even though we might have, I may have something to say about it back in the days about the opponent and all this kind of stuff. We know that Joshua's resume, his resume is definitely better than Wilder's. Looking at the top opposition is Ford, but to defend a title for even more than 6 times or 7 times is not really easy. Remember, Joshua did not take Andy Reginald serious. He was defending his title then. He didn't take him serious because he wasn't really ready for that. You might say, well, those guys, they weren't really good opposition. Anybody can knock you out there heavyweights. With one punch, you can go. So what caused the rift between these two birds? We are going to talk about that right now. So let me go way back to 2015. Joshua was a prospect, coming up, doing his thing at the end of Metro Boxing, beating him up swiftly and smoothly. Or Joshua the 2015 was a critical year for Joshua because it's the year that he actually did prove himself against Dillian Whyte, when he knocked Dillian Whyte out cold in the 7th round. That was in December 2015. Okay, December 7th, if I'm not mistaken. The year after, 2016, Joshua broke out in the scene, meaning Joshua became a world champion and his name started ringing bells more. I've known Joshua from way back, from even before he went to the Olympics. I heard the name before. So, because I'm a boxing fan, but a lot of people didn't really know about it. Nigerians didn't know who Joshua was until Joshua became a world champion. That is a fact. I will tell you that. Maybe Nigerians like me who are hardcore boxing fans knew who Joshua was, but before he became a world champion, he wasn't really known. Okay, he was getting the buzz in the UK for sure, but I'm talking about outside the UK. Deontay the Bronze Boy Wilder became a world champion 2015 or so, if I'm not mistaken. Defeating Beme Steven. Wilder was the king at that time. He was the man, but Wilder's name wasn't even known. Wilder was very, very much unknown in America. He wasn't even respected as a champion in America. People didn't really see him as a boxer. They see him as a brawler. So Wilder, like I said, Wilder has always been a very calm guy. Wilder was not really a smack talker when he came into the scene. He never talked smack about anybody. He was just doing a thing, knocking people out here and there. And he kept that record tight, smooth, and solid. So let's say fast forward to 2017 when Joshua finally got a big breakout. That was his huge breakout against Vladimir Klitschko, April 29th. Okay, before April 29th, a month before that, Deontay the Bronze Boy Wilder did his DNA test. Okay, that was in 2017, March 25th. He revealed it on his Twitter that he's got Nigerian blood, and he called himself a Nigerian boy. That was a month before Joshua fought Klitschko, and he was also invited by Sky Sports to attend that fight, of which he did, and commentate on the fight. He was very happy with Joshua. Yesterday, the reason why I'm looking, yesterday I had to go rewatch that fight back, Joshua versus Klitschko, just to see what Wilder was saying, how Wilder commentated on that fight. Wilder was very happy for Anthony Joshua. Let's not forget, Wilder and Joshua used to definitely talk. They used to message each other. They used to follow each other on Instagram. What happened? What caused the rift? What was the reason they became core enemies? What was the reason, both fans, including myself, because I was a huge Wilder basher. I chastised Wilder a lot. I cannot lie, and I don't regret it, because I thought Wilder was a coon. Okay, no doubt about that. I'm not going to tell you that, I thought Wilder's a good. No. I just thought Wilder support what the enemies is support, but not knowing that Wilder is a very spiritual minded person and is a African through and through, not a fake one. So I'm very glad to see that Wilder is a Pan-African through and through, and not a fake wannabe Pan-African. Yeah, like what happened? So after Joshua defeated Klitschko, Joshua's name now became a household name in the UK. That was the breaking point of the show, to become an household name. Before in the UK it was known, everybody knew Joshua's name in the UK, and the boxing fans who followed Joshua in the UK, even some people in the US didn't know. A lot of people in the US didn't know who Joshua was. But that win over Klitschko, really in front of 90,000 people, really was a breakthrough for him. And after that, everything started falling apart. That same night, Wilder got into an altercation with Tony Bellew. We know what happened there. Tony Bellew said he's going to knock Wilder out, all this kind of stuff. Wilder's energy Wilder started feeling unappreciated. Wilder started feeling a certain way because he was seeing that Joshua is on top and he is a champion. He was in that same arena and he wasn't getting respect he's supposed to get. I think that Sky Sports did not really treat him well like that. They just treated him as an analyst, a guy to just come and commentate. They didn't treat him like a champion. That I can say because I did my research recently, and I think Wilder was treated very badly by Sky Sports. And added to the Eddie Hearn saga. Eddie Hearn, of course, is the promoter of Joshua. He's supposed to talk smack for his fighter, no doubt about that. But Eddie Hearn went a little bit across, across the line. He went a little bit across the line regarding Wilder, talking smack about Wilder, calling Wilder sort of names. I myself joined the party, which I don't regret. I can't tell you I regret it. But it's just what it is. It's just fans going to get each other. But it became personal to the point where Joshua now unfollowed Wilder on Instagram. Wilder did the same. So both stopped talking. And Wilder, at that point, Wilder now became very, very vocal, outspoken when it comes to Joshua. And I myself, at that point, I thought it was jealousy, but after my research, Wilder wasn't jealousy. It was a kind of form of disrespect. Wilder felt disrespected by Team Joshua, especially the Sky Sports out there. Wilder, Eddie Hearn, of course, slandering Wilder. That was uncalled for at the same time, because Joshua is a very calm guy, a gentleman. Wilder, he's a gentleman, but they brought the beast out of Wilder, and what became what a lot of people didn't like. And I know the Nigerians that got involved in the beef, of course, I myself being Nigerian, I got involved in the beef because you can be going against my own people, and I don't talk, especially when your fans are calling my people sort of names. So I having my own platform, I joined the beef, man. What the hell? I'm not. So I defended my brother Anthony Joshua, and I will continue to defend Anthony Joshua. Now Deontay Wilder has confirmed that he's a Nigerian, not just a Nigerian. Anybody can say I'm a Nigerian, I have Nigerian. He just confirmed recently that he's an Edo boy from the Great Benin Empire. Do you know what that means? It means this guy has got a warrior lineage, and that might be the reason why the guy talked the way he talked. Because sometimes people say that we are all of us here, we might be the second coming of somebody in our past, where be it our ancestors that we didn't get to know or meet. Because I believe in reincarnation, bro. That's just a fact. I believe in my ancestors. That's a fact. And yeah, so the rift, that's just part of what happened. But I will get Abraham here, Dewale, because he's Team Wilder through and through. He's always been Team Wilder through and through, despite him being a Nigerian. At some point, I thought Adewale was a troll. I thought Adewale was fake. But getting to find out that he's a Nigerian, a Nigerian born and bred Nigeria. So I was like, whoa, what's happened? People were saying, BBC, remove Adewale from here. Adewale, I said, no, I cannot remove a Nigerian from this platform because we have to look after one another. We all have to have different opinion, but at the same time, we have to try to understand each other. And Adewale is that guy. He doesn't come here. He's never come to this channel to talk smack or insult people like that. He always want to make a point, and that you have to respect. Adewale, how you doing, brother? You with us? I guess.
Yes, my brother, I'm with you, man. Thank you for that great introduction.
As brother, you're welcome. Yeah, the origin. This origin talks right here. What caused the rift? I've given my own version, and and I think you have more to say regarding this topic right here. What caused the rift between our two brothers, Joshua and Wilder?
You know what? The simple short answer is Eddie Hearn. Now, I don't even think they really have a rift. The rift is more between Wilder and Matchroom Boxing, Eddie Hearn, Barry Hearn. It's not between Wilder Joshua per se. Joshua just kind of got in the way because he's the one that holds the titles that Wilder wants. And, Matchroom Boxing, they've done everything possible to prevent Wilder from getting a fight up until they became desperate when they realized that there was nobody to replace there was no dancing partner for AJ in the event they had booked at Wembley Stadium, April 2019. That was the event that eventually led Joshua to New York, Madison Square Garden, fought Andy Ruiz, and had his first loss. So it wasn't up until that point that they genuinely showed that they wanted to fight. But unfortunately, Wilder had already moved on, facing Tyson Fury twice. Now, the origins. I was a huge AJ supporter. Just like you, I knew AJ before he became a world champion, before he fought Charles Martin the first time. I also knew Wilder before he fought Pramit Devon. But, sorry about that. I follow these two guys. One thing that excited me about Wilder and Joshua is the fact that they were both savage killers in the ring. These two guys were monsters. First of all, I was intrigued about the fact that Joshua is Nigerian and he's a killer. So I love this guy. Then the fight against Dillian White. I remember I was all my friends out here, I was letting them understand that, man, we have this Niger boy is fighting against this Jamaican boy that talks a lot of trash. Man, you guys need to. I was building up that fight for my people here. I showed them the press conferences. I showed them how interesting that fight was going to be, and then I played that fight for them. So I knew Joshua and I knew Wilder before they became champions, and I was a huge fan of the both of them. But when the antics began to disrespect Eddie Hearn, and Eddie Hearn has always been favorable, okay, in terms of media, fan support. Once Eddie Hearn started the disrespect, because Wilder was trying to fight AJ, and I don't know if AJ was trying to fight Wilder. I believe AJ was trying to fight Wilder, but Matchroom Boxing did not want that fight at that particular point. So when AJ, I'm so sorry, man. When Wilder was trying to make that fight happen, and they kept on throwing all types of obstacles. Oh, we're going to give you a flat fee. Oh, we're not going to give you a rematch clause. Oh, we're going to, all types of stuff, man. Oh, Deontay Wilder is a nobody. He hasn't made any money in his career. He's a nobody. Nobody knows him in America. Eddie Hearn goes on the streets of New York interviewing random people. Have you ever heard of Deontay? And they all said no. And then he goes around saying, you see, this guy is nobody. Nobody knows him. Why is he asking for ridiculous money? He needs to go fight Dillian White. Fight Dillian White. If you can beat Dillian, then you can fight AJ. Bro, why should I fight Dillian to fight AJ? I'm a champion. Do you understand? And then the hate went out of proportion. Everybody hated Wilder, but smartly, what Wilder did was he took a risk. It was like, you know what? Since Matchroom Boxing is trying to sign me, and guess what? The same time while Eddie Hearn was disrespecting Wilder all over the place, on the back end, he was trying to sign Wilder, constantly sending him DMs on Instagram, sending emails. And then Deontay, come sign with me. Oh, treat you good. Come sign with me. The question is, the other guys that he signed, like Luis Ortiz, why didn't he treat Luis Ortiz good? Are you seeing? Anyways, I don't want to go too deep into this. The genesis of the rift between Wilder Joshua stemmed from Eddie Hearn. And right now, I don't even think Wilder Joshua hate each other. But Eddie Hearn and Wilder cannot do anything together because Eddie Hearn has crossed the line. He has over disrespected Wilder over the years, and he's still consistent. Whenever he has an opportunity to down Wilder, to diminish Wilder, to make him look bad, he goes for it. He does anything possible to make Wilder look like the bad guy. And yeah, it has worked good for him. But at the same time, it has worked good for Wilder because once he took those chances, once he bet on himself, he still made so much money. He still raised his profile. He was still able to attain a lot of success. And his one singular loss against Tyson Fury, he will have the opportunity to revenge that loss. So I'm happy. Okay.
Thanks, brother. I do definitely appreciate it. Let's get our brother Ibrahim on here. Ibrahim.
Yes.
Yeah, bro. So.
How you doing, man?
Good, bro. What happened? What caused the rift between Joshua and Wilder? These two brothers right here.
Okay. I mean, for me, I just think, like, there's just a lot of hopping around from, oh, this happened and then this happened. It's like, no, come on. Let's really kind of break it down. And obviously, we've got perceptions. I know let's given this perception on what he calls disrespect and, the reasons why Eddie Hearn was saying certain things and whatnot. You started when, at the Klitschko fight. Deontay Wilder came to the Klitschko fight. You could see he was buzzing. He was like, this is amazing. Right? And who wouldn't? 90,000, everyone was buzzing. That was the launch of AJ, 90,000. It was an amazing event, incredible. Do you know what I mean? Now, the reason why he's actually being brought down, why do we think Wilder was actually invited to AJ fights? Because that was the last marbles. That was all that was left for AJ to become undisputed. Right? The WBC belt. That's why he was invited in the first place. So almost a disrespect about, obviously, you mentioned Sky Sports, for example. Says Sky Sports disrespected him. That's what I'm saying. Once again, we're jumping. Sky Sports invited you down to be a pundit. That's respectful because you are also the next world champion. Whatever Tony Bellew did is Tony Bellew. And even after that, after Wilder put his arms around Tony Bellew didn't want none of it, mate. He was like, bloody hell. After I saw how big this guy is, like, nah, I'm not playing with these heavyweights. Do you know what I'm saying? Tony Bellew actually said that. But we digress, right? What happens next? Tim, AJ are trying to make the fight. Clearly, they already planted the seeds. That's why they had Wilder there in the first place. So now when we're talking about being disrespectful, at this stage, Wilder had never made $1 million. He hasn't made $1 million at this stage, right? And you're being offered $7 million. This was the starting point. You've been offered $7 million. Here's someone that's never made $1 million, right? If we go back to Mayweather, who I'm assuming we all love Mayweather, Mayweather used to offer guys peanuts, 2 million, 3 million. He'll be making 100 million, 30 million, 40 million. No one was talking shit about Mayweather because we understood he's the A side. It's all of a sudden, it's like, since when AJ became champion, it's almost as if the A side thing went out the window. There is no A side, right? It doesn't matter. You just go overpay. And he's always been overpaying from day one. So he's offering Wilder, in my opinion, in my estimation, more than his market value. But he's trying to buy that belt. And Tim Wilder turned it down. And the money kept going up. And then offered him 15%. Sorry, 15 million, up to 15 million. And then it went up to I think it was 12.5% of the pot or whatever it was. But this guy was being offered life-changing money. So we're talking about the inception, right? We can talk about later on, obviously, I don't want to touch on later on when he said they eventually offered him 100 mil because they didn't have any other competition. That's not right. His market value had gone up because he'd obviously had the whole Fury situation, and also he'd use AJ's name, being in the press, all of that to boost up his profile. I don't think anyone here can deny that, you know. But ultimately, the inception came from AJ hearing that Wilder was just running them through the mud. And if we go back to the timeline, AJ was saying he called Eddie Hearn to say, what's going on? Like, these guys are saying I don't want the fight. Like, have they made an offer? Right? Because we also need to remember that people talking about matchroom boxing. You wanted the fight. You hadn't made an offer, but yet you're running this guy through the mud saying this guy doesn't actually want the fight. And then you're talking about the size of the fight. The size bigger than that. They're trying to offer me peanuts and all of that. Like, look, we can talk about what's peanuts or not. A man that's never made £1 million, you're being offered 15 million. I don't think that's peanuts. And if you truly back yourself and believe you are the guy, then you will just go there, knock him out, and you take his shine. You become the man. That's how I see it, right? In business, that's the way that I think, right? Personally. But you didn't back yourself. But yet you're this killer. And someone is offering you 15 times more than you've ever made in your life to come and take his food because you believe you're going to take his food. And then guess what? You get all the marbles and then you become the guy. But yet you chose not to. So yes, Eddie Hearn did go on a marketing spree. It's Eddie Hearn. He's trying to defend his fighter and be like, listen, let's not play this narrative. AJ wants to fight. Look at what we're offering him. But he does not have this market value. He's outpricing himself out of this fight. He doesn't have this market value. Okay, let's go to his town. Hey, mate, do you know who Deontay Wilder is? No. Okay, listen, as a man, of course that's going to hurt. Of course that's going to hurt. I'm not disputing that Eddie Hearn embarrassed him, but Eddie Hearn is a promoter and he's doing his job. And then this leads me on to what we're talking about when I keep talking about Deontay Wilder being unintelligent. You're making a decision saying, I don't like this guy, I'm never going to work with him. Well, look, he's AJ's promoter and he's probably going to be AJ's promoter until the end of AJ's career. So you're going to turn down millions and millions and millions and millions of pounds because of what? Like, fighters always have issues with promoters, especially promoters on the other side. That shows to me it's a lack of intelligence, you know. And if you truly back yourself, go in there. And I feel like he was being, you know, mismanaged. Well, look, with hindsight, now we've seen what's happened. We've seen how his profile's gone. Can I keep saying he was mismanaged in that situation? I'm not sure because his profile's gone up. But nonetheless, if he truly backed, we're talking about the inception of the rift. If he truly backed himself, then he would have taken that fight then. So AJ just felt like, listen, you do not want this fight. You're just using my name for clout. I don't want to know. And that's what it comes down to, in my opinion.
Thanks, brother. I do definitely appreciate your opinion. Like I said, we are all Nigerians here. And we all, for me now, I support both fighters, okay? I would not support Joshua over Wilder. I would not support Wilder over Joshua. Because once you are Nigerian, for me, that's why I said the home of Nigerian and African boxing. Some of you guys should understand what that means. It means I'm Pan-African and I support African fighters first. Because I know those guys, especially the ones that don't even have voice, they, like Americans, for example, they have a platform to excel, okay? In general, okay? If you are some certain color, skin tone in America, automatically you would just get everything you want quicker than someone that is black would, is a fact, okay? We know the system in America there is very unfair to the people of color. We know that, okay? Let's not get it twisted. I'm here in Germany, so I know what's going on, okay? Germany might not be America, but at least you can see this, you know, so you can see some things in it, you know what I mean? There are some things I've not seen a black person do here before. Not that we can't, not that black person cannot do it, but would the Germans allow that? I mean, there was a German guy who also said this. I don't know if you guys know about this guy. The popular football player Boateng. There's a German politician that said that majority of the Germans wouldn't like to live near or live close to that guy. Even though the guy's mom is German, his dad is from Ghana. He was born and bred here, but that German guy, politician said it. He said, well, people majority of the Germans wouldn't want to live close to that guy, or wouldn't want to be a neighbor to that guy. We know why he said that. He forgot that the guy is missed, but still he doesn't care. So we know, systematically, we know what's going on in America. Okay? So these two guys are brothers. Okay, that's why it really hurts me. It really hurts me a lot. It hurts a lot when I see our brothers in America. Some of them forget totally. They forget where they're from totally. They start claim. They can claim everything else. They will claim ADOS. They will claim these. They will claim all sort of rubbish stuff until they claim being African. So Deontay Wilder coming boldly to say I'm a Nigerian guy. Not just saying that, and saying I'm an Edo guy. Even learning about the history, even talking about, the warriors that we had there. We're talking about our royals, talking about the royalty, that we the Edo carry, along. Bro, that is something that you hardly see a lot of our brothers across the pond do. They don't even make the research. So Wilder for me is a Nigerian at heart. An African at heart, and we must support him. You might not like his character, we must support him. Of course, if he does something wrong, you feel free to chastise him, but don't go too personal the way you did that day, Ibrahim, calling him an idiot. That's not really fair in a way. But anyway, we passed that. Thanks, brother, for your contribution. We'll definitely get back to you. Let's get our brother on here. Wike. You know a lot about this right here as well. Are you with us, Wike? Can you unmute, please?
Yeah. I'm with you. Good day, everyone. I've just heard my guy Ibrahim. I like Ibrahim a lot, actually. I can tell that Ibrahim is a very loyal person in real life. Like, I can tell this guy is a very loyal guy. I like the guy a lot. But I think his loyalty to Joshua, I think he needs to sometimes just temper it a bit, just calm it down a bit. It's not always, because sometimes you allow it cloud the way you view every single thing. So you don't really get the perfect picture all the time. I know sometimes Adewale does the same thing too. It's basically being a fan. Sometimes I'll do the same thing as well. Like, I'm very loyal to the people that I support. It's human nature, in it. But there were some things there that you said that were not factually correct. You're not understanding all the dynamics and all the things that happened. You said Wilder had never made $1 million before the negotiation with Joshua. That's not true. Wilder fought Luis Ortiz on March 3rd, 2018. Wilder's reported cost for that fight was $2.1 million. Before then, Joseph Parker, around that time, Joseph Parker fought Anthony Joshua. He was paid $12.5 million thereabouts in that region. Before that, Parker's biggest purse was $1.1 million. And the Wilder fight was an undisputed fight. The Parker fight was the fight for the WBO belt. After that, Joshua's first belt was the IBF against Charles Martin. Then he won the WBA against Klitschko. Then after that, he fought Parker for the WBO. Parker at that time had earned $1.1 million. You can check it out yourself. That's a fact. They offered him $12.5 million. Deontay Wilder has the American market. See what you want to say about him. He has the American market. His biggest purse is $2.1 million. They want to offer him the same $12.5 million. And I said, Ibrahim, open your eyes. What actually happened in that period of time? Understand the way this thing. And factually, you know this. A big part of Eddie Hearn's success today is Anthony Joshua. In fact, this is just business. I'm not coming at it from an emotional standpoint. This is just purely business. A big part of Eddie Hearn's success is Anthony Joshua. They could not afford Anthony Joshua to get beaten so quickly. They had to make him fight more fights. I understand Wilder is high risk, low reward, of course. So they didn't want to fight Wilder at that particular time. That is my opinion. That opinion is supported by the fact that Barry Hearn came out. Barry Hearn did an interview in 2018 thereabouts before Wilder fought Fury. Barry Hearn said it openly. It's there. You can verify this. But Barry Hearn at that point, I think he was the chairman of Matchroom Sports, so he still had some position in Matchroom. I know right now he's resigned his position. He's left most of it to Eddie Hearn to run. But at that time, he was still in the business, and he said that he advised Eddie Hearn. He said, "My son, calm down. This is a business, right? Mayweather and Pacquiao, see how much money they made. They would have fought in 2010. If they had fought then, Mayweather and Pacquiao would have earned maybe the whole purse would have been worth maybe 80 million, 100 million. They waited a couple of years. Fought in 2015. Mayweather earned 300 million. Pacquiao earned about 220 million. Let us do it this way. It is there. That's the fact. You cannot argue that. That fact is there. So you have that from Joshua's camp. So do you really think that they were firing at all cylinders? Think about it. One, Joshua made Eddie Hearn. Fact. That's a fact. And nobody can argue that. Joshua made Eddie Hearn. Is Eddie Hearn just going to, from a business perspective, is Eddie Hearn just going to feed him to the wolves? Feed him to somebody who he thinks could possibly beat him? Whether or not, okay, everybody's going to say now that, okay, Wilder doesn't have any boxing skills. Wilder, AJ was going to beat Wilder anyway. At that particular time, that was the fight that people felt was a 50-50 fight. That was the fight that a lot of people felt that Deontay Wilder could win by catching Joshua with one shot. Both of them at that point had shown vulnerabilities, but Joshua was the favorite, no doubt. I'll give you that. I like Joshua. Joshua's my guy. You know, if Joshua and Wilder fight, in my own opinion, any of them that wins, I'm happy. If Wilder looks at Joshua, well, I prefer Wilder to Joshua, so I will be happier. But even if Joshua knocks out Wilder, I'm happy. It's not going to bother me. I just want the undisputed fight to be between them. So it's not as if understand, I'm not a Joshua hater. Understand, I'm just telling you the facts I'm just giving you the facts. And again, another evidence that these guys didn't want to fight Deontay Wilder. Why did they say that Wilder should fight White first? Why are you telling him to fight somebody first before he comes to fight Anthony Joshua? If you're not trying to avoid that person, please. Why are you doing that? What's the point of bringing that person in? Because you're like, okay, I need to protect the golden goose. Okay, let me feed you to this guy. He's already lost before. He's not marketable as this guy. This Joshua guy, he looks the part. He's intelligent. He's a knockout artist. Joshua was of so much more of a value than Dillian White that he could afford Dillian White to lose. But if they were going to fight, let White be the one to take that loss. If Wilder wins, then maybe he has no choice. But who even knew if they were giving him the opportunity? Because Deontay Wilder's complaint was that Joshua and Eddie Hearn didn't agree to put Joshua on the Dillian White contract. So even if Wilder had fought him as they wanted him to fight him, there was no guarantee that they would have gone ahead and made that fight with Anthony Joshua. I just want everybody to know something in boxing there. Promoters are not people. I'm not a fan of any promoter. I agree that Eddie Hearn is probably the best promoter right now. He's the most ambitious. He's charismatic. He's good looking. He has all these things about him. People like him, and young men like you and I, we want to be like him. You know, because he's living the dream, innit? But every promoter, nobody should have any loyalty to any promoter. I don't know why people have this in boxing. These guys are cowboys. That's how John Fury described them in the Joshua Fury negotiation. They call them cowboys. What are cowboys? Gunslingers, opportunists. That's what these guys are. You can't convince me that there's one promoter that is truly loyal to any fighter.
Coronavirus got involved.
And to
And
back it
another
up.
one, another
This guy,
situation,
Anthony Joshua,
allowed us to not
Anthony
be
Joshua
on
gave an
this
interview
main
to
one. So
what's
I
his
got
name,
one
to
that I want to do.
Troy Deeney recently.
And I'm gonna be traveling.
They asked
I'm gonna
Anthony
do
Joshua,
different
do you
tours. I
trust
think I'm
who?
gonna
Do you
hit
trust
like 4
anybody?
cities
AJ said,
out there and
I
stuff,
only
but I
trust
ain't done
myself.
that one yet. That's
Because
gonna be the
everybody is
main one
after
that I
what
wanna
they're
do.
after at the end
But
of
once
the
I
day.
do it,
I'm
you
the
know,
only one
I
that
come back
I
on the
know
show
that
and I'll tell you my whole
100%
experience
I
about
can
it.
trust at
You
any
know,
given
going back
time.
to
So
see-
I don't know
see
why
my
we
tribe,
think
you know, I'm
that,
on
oh,
the
it's
Edu.
promoters, I
My
love this
tribe is
promoter,
the
this
Edu
promoter, this
tribe,
promoter. Oh,
you know
Eddie
what
Hearn
I'm
said
saying?
this
The
is
Nigerian
true.
region.
Yes.
Eddie Hearn lies a lot.
And
It's part of his
I
job.
want to go back and
It's
learn a
not
little bit
because
more
he's a
about my
bad person, it's
culture.
part of his job. Him not wanting the
different
Wilder fight
things
at that particular time
as
was part of his
information
job.
unfolds with me and I'll
Then,
obtain the
On
knowledge.
the other part,
And I want to really
Wilder
see,
then
you know,
became emotional.
my culture.
I will admit that.
Go back to
Wilder
the
then
ancestors
became emotional.
and
Wilder-
learn a lot of different
Wilder's
things.
not looking at it like, okay, you know what?
We all have
Tired of this
different
guy.
things
Because that's the way Deontay Wilder is,
that
unfortunately.
we're
That's in
connected
his
to,
character.
and
He's
we
somebody
may
that
not even know nothing about.
somebody that is
you
very,
know,
that's why we
and,
like him. He's a warrior.
I love
That's how
just being
warriors
able
are.
to go back
They
and
have
research
pride,
my
they have
roots.
ego. After
and,
you've
get deeply
smeared me
involved
like
in there
this,
and see what
you
my
keep
tribe, you know, my
insulting me all the
tribe,
time.
you know, even with the
why
the
should
Edu,
I want
the
to
Edu
do
people,
business
you
with you
know,
guys anymore?
they
So that
they
contributed
are
in him turning
warriors.
down that 120 million deal.
Stone
But
cold warriors.
in
We wear
reality, though,
masks,
when we think
and
about
we do a lot of
the
royalty
dynamics that
things,
played out with that
you know what I'm
120
saying? Have
million
royal
deal that he turned down,
ceremonies and stuff.
I don't
like
think that
so
fight was meant to happen.
It's not a coincidence.
because
that I
even
wear
if Wilder
masks
has signed that
at
contract,
my, you know,
he was supposed
at
to
my
fight
events and stuff
Dominic
like that,
Brazil
you know,
first.
it's just
AJ had a fight against
tribute to
Jerome Miller, which ended up being
my
Anthony Ruiz.
ancestors and-
But unfortunately,
and my
AJ
tribe,
lost.
you know what I mean?
So if Wilder
shout
was
out
supposed
to
to be a
all the
3-fight
Edu
deal for
people out there,
120
baby.
million.
The king
If Wilder
coming
had
home
fought,
soon. I just gotta handle
if Wilder,
some
if
business.
Wilder had fought and beaten
Yeah.
Brazil,
Yeah.
if AJ lost
Yeah, let me ask
his
you
fight
this,
against
brother.
Andrew
As a
Ruiz,
brother, and
Wilder
one
would have been
respected
stuck
boxer, I
because
stand with you.
AJ then had a rematch with
Thick and thin.
with
Now,
with
I'd
Andy
like to
Ruiz,
ask you
and then
about the
who was Wilder supposed to fight?
why did you go
Wilder
with
had been in a position where the next fight was supposed to be Joshua, and Joshua would have
I had to
been
do my
I just
African
think
trip. The
by
main
fate,
African trip that I wanted,
that
we
fight
haven't
wasn't
done
supposed
it
to happen
yet.
at that time.
The
So both of
coronavirus
them
got
are
involved,
to blame in all of
and
this.
another one.
People
another
should stop. I'll just end it by
situation,
saying people should stop being
allowed us to not doing
overly
this main one. So I got one that I
loyal
want to
to
do.
promoters. I know you're a loyal guy, Ibrahim, but it's not always like that.
4 cities
Criticize your guy.
out there and
When you
stuff,
see
but
him
I
doing
ain't
up,
done
criticize him.
that
I
one
criticize
yet. That's
Wilder.
gonna be the
I
main
said
one
Wilder.
that
I keep
wanna
saying
do.
this.
But
I
once
don't think
do it,
Wilder
you know,
treated
I'll
McMillan
come back on the
fairly.
show and, I'll
His
tell you my whole experience about it.
complaints against
You know,
McMillan and
going
Stark
back
that was
to
totally
see my
unfounded. There
tribe,
was no
you know,
proof
I'm
of
on
that
the Edu.
anywhere.
My tribe
He
is the
even
Edu
said
tribe,
it.
you know
I'm a
what
Wilder
I'm saying?
fan. I will say it. Wilder admitted that
and
McMillan
I
did
want to
poison
go
his
back and
daughter.
learn
In a
a
way,
little more about
he gave an interview to 78 Sports
and different things
when
as
McMillan gave his interview with Tunde Ajayi and
unfolds
Scott
with me
Ferro.
and
And Wilder said he had proof
I wanna
about
really see,
the gloves.
you know,
He said he had
my
physical
culture,
proof in his face.
you
That
know,
is
and
true.
go
We saw
back
that
to the
yesterday.
ancestors
But he
and-
said
and learn a lot of
he
different
said that
things.
he didn't have,
you know,
he wasn't sure about
we all
what happened with
have
McMillan and
different
Mota.
things
And as Africans, I don't
that we're
think
connected to, and then
kiss
we
your
may not
elders
even
like
know
that.
nothing
Because
about.
McMillan
You know,
is an
and,
OG.
I
It's
love
possible
just being
McMillan
able
was
to go
jealous
back
of
and
you. Yes, it's
research my
possible.
roots.
It's very possible
And,
because
get
his
deeply
career
involved
wasn't
in
what it
there
was meant to be. It's
and see
possible.
what my tribe, you know, my
But
tribe,
you
you know,
just like
even
your
with the
water. You know, just like
the
your
Edu
water.
people.
You came in that day for whatever reason.
they are
It's true.
warriors.
It is true. You were
Cold,
off that day. I don't know
stone
why.
cold
Nobody knows
warriors.
why.
We wear masks.
Physically, you were too tired
we
to fight.
do a lot of royalty
But
things.
like
You
you
know
can see,
what I'm
I
saying?
try
Royal
and
ceremonies
criticize
stuff
Wilder
like
too.
that.
I'm
So
not
it's
criticizing
not
anybody.
coincident that I
So
wear masks
that's
at
basically
my,
it.
you know, at
Basically,
my
people
events
should
and
stop
stuff
being
like that. You know,
overly
just
overly
tri-
emotional, and people
tribute
should stop
to
being loyal to
my
promoters.
ancestors
Eddie
my
Hearn was
tribe,
going to
you know what I
sign
mean? So shout out
Tyson
to all
Fury
the
at the
Edu
point.
people out there,
Tyson Fury
baby.
said Eddie Hearn offered him
King is coming home
a
soon.
contract. Do you think that if Tyson Fury had beaten Anthony Joshua, that Eddie Hearn would not continue promoting Tyson Fury? You would say, "Oh, I'm loyal to Joshua, and we had a meeting in my room with our family, guys." That's all BS. This is business. Nobody gives a damn about anybody. That's the way it is. So that's my take. That's it.
Thanks, brother. I do definitely appreciate your opinion for sure. I have to say though, Team Wilder also contributed to the fallout of the fight. Okay, Team Wilder were not really serious the way they should be in a way.
like
they
4 cities
weren't really
out there
serious.
and stuff. So, but I ain't done
Because
that
when
yet.
Eddie
That's
Hearn
the
requested
main
for a
one,
meeting
that I
with
wanna do.
Telefinco,
But once I do it,
Telefinco
I'll come back on the
kept
show and,
beating around the
I'll tell you
bush
my
and
whole
saying
experience
all sort of
about it. And I'm
stuff.
going back to see-
You know,
see my
like
tribe,
Telefinco was
the
just
Edu,
blaming
my tribe,
blaming
Edu tribe.
Eddie Hearn and everything, and what
Yes,
Joshua
yes.
that's saying, oh, they don't want it, they don't want it, they don't want
I
it.
want to go back and learn
And
a little bit more about my
he
culture
never really
and-
wanted to sit with have a sit down with Eddie Hearn and discuss the fight. That was, listen, both camp has a lot to really. I mean, I would to say we blame both camps, okay? For the Joshua,
I agree. I agree.
But
Both of them as bear the blame for the final.
yeah, Joshua as a
It's
fighter.
not just Joshua.
Yeah, Joshua as a fighter is ready to fight anyone. But I do believe that I have to say this. I do believe that at that time Joshua was not ready for Wilder. I will say this. Joshua was not ready for Wilder. He would have had a hard time beating Wilder that time because mentally he wasn't ready for it. Because when he did an interview with Johnny Nelson, and he really basically just said it there that on one hand, my mind is telling me do this. On the other hand, I'm saying okay, I need more experience and all those kind of stuff. So we just like Joshua was not ready for Wilder at that time. But the time he was ready for Wilder at that point was already fed up of things and he got frustrated already and just. But Joshua is a warrior. He fights anyone. Okay, he will fight anyone. It's just that fight after Joshua defeated Vladimir Klitschko, he would have been wrong just to fight Wilder there. Next. After.
So you're saying that Wilder was a more difficult fight than Vladimir Klitschko was for AJ?
No, a more difficult fight. But Wilder would have landed. Joshua's head movement was not perfect at that time. It wasn't. Now Joshua's got a great phenomenal head movement. You see? So like I said the other day, I said the best thing that happened to Joshua, the best thing that happened to Joshua was the Andrew Jr. loss, because that really taught him a lot of things. It taught him to go back and work on his boxing fundamentals.
Yeah.
And you see, bro, if Joshua hadn't, the Joshua that was really like the Joshua that we all knew before was Joshua that would just blast you out, would just go in and want to rip your head off totally. He didn't move his head, nothing, just going there as a warrior. But the Joshua post Ruiz rematch became a new fighter, reborn. So if Wilder were to fight Joshua now, Wilder doesn't beat Joshua. I have to say the truth. If Wilder was to fight Joshua now, Wilder will only have a puncher's chance. But how will he land a punch when Joshua already knows what Wilder would do? Except Wilder, Wilder will listen. This Fury trilogy is going to show us a lot of things, that Wilder's been working on. We are going to them major because if he had anything to his right hand, believe you me, he will be a hard man to beat because this guy has got heart. He's a warrior. He's ready to die in a ring. He's psychologically very strong. But I think his loss to Fury and the beating he took in that fight, in that second fight, bro, that beating was not nice. Okay, it wasn't nice to watch. Of course, when he got beat, I was very happy because I didn't know the guy was one of us or embraced us or whatsoever. I was just happy because this was person someone that his fans bashes Wilder and those kind of stuff. So why should I care? But now I know that the guy is a Pan-African, and the guy is not just someone that just saying it for saying sake or for clout. The guy is really connecting with his roots. So we have to support him, just like I will support we supported Joshua. I mean, I supported Joshua. A lot of people also supported. I supported Joe when he lost. Everyone that is subscribed to this channel know that when Joshua lost, I am the only one, the only channel who fully, without regrets, without anything, support Joshua through and through until he got that win in the rematch against Andrews Jr. So I'll continue to do the same thing, and for Wilder, the same thing as well. We're gonna see how. Although, like I said, Wilder needs to visit Nigeria before that trilogy. He needs to get some ancestral blessing. I'll keep saying it. I know there is no time anymore, but if it's just a weekend, go get that ancestral blessing quick, because it's going to help you when you go to Nigeria and see that you're not just fighting for yourself, you're fighting you're going to be fighting along your ancestors, your people. Nigerians are going to embrace it. The love alone, the people are going to motivate you. People, young kids are going to tell you, go get that belt back from Fury now, and man up. You yourself, you might not have the balls, but the cojones we even triple, to make you want to get.
We love and respect you as a boxer, and we stand with you through thick and thin. But I wanted to ask you about the Africa trip. Why did you go, and also what you learned?
The Africa, I haven't did my Africa trip. My main African trip that I want, we haven't done it yet.
Okay.
The coronavirus got involved, and another situation allowed us to not doing this main one. So I got one that I want to do. And I'm gonna be traveling. I'm gonna do different tours. I think I'm gonna hit like 4.
Bro, if you're still talking, the mic's gone.
But I ain't done that one yet. That's gonna be the main one that I want to do. But once I do it, I come back on the show and I tell you my whole experience about it. Going back to see my tribe. I'm on the Edu. My tribe is the Edu tribe. You know what I'm saying?
The Nigerian region?
Yes. And
maybe it's your match to start something just so that
more about my
time.
culture
When it comes back here.
and different things as information.
Yeah, man, maybe we can
unfolds
continue
me,
the
and I'll take
conversation.
knowledge. And I want to really see.
Yeah, I think it's your match to go.
Go back to the ancestors and learn.
Yeah, maybe
a lot.
it's your mark to go, man. It's your mark to
We all have
Yeah.
different things that we're connected to.
Someone
may not even know that
If someone
about.
had guests,
And
coming,
I love just being able
how
to go
about my
back and
job?
research my roots and get deeply involved.
Is my Ojo here?
And see what my
My
tribe,
Ojo,
my
yes.
tribe,
it's just
with the
it's
Edu,
just three of
Edu
us,
people, they are warriors.
Okay.
Someone should be here. I don't know.
Stone cold warriors.
Well, anyways,
We wear
I'm
masks.
gonna go back into that
we,
point.
We do a lot of royalty things. You know what I'm saying? Have royal ceremonies.
Actually, should I
and stuff like that.
respond?
So
Because
it's not a
Wike
coincidence that I
addressed
work
a lot of those points
yeah,
to me.
in my-
Yeah,
in my
Ibrahim
events
respond,
and
yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Ibrahim
Just
respond, yeah.
paying,
I mean-
tribute to
For me,
my ancestors
it's
and-
not
and
about
my tribe.
obviously
You know what I
you
mean? So
focus a
shout
lot
out
on
to
the
all
promoter.
people out there, baby.
It had nothing to do with that. Like I
King's
said,
coming
the
home
promoter was
soon.
doing the promoter's job.
I just gotta
In
handle
my
some
opinion.
business.
Champ is a Niger boy.
We're talking about the
Yeah.
perception of
Yeah, let
the
me ask
rift
you-
between these two
love
guys.
you as a
Like bringing
brother.
up the point
We
about,
love and respect you as a boxer.
it just wasn't meant to happen. That's not a point because we're talking about the issue.
But I wanted
The
to ask you
information on
about
the ground
Africa
is
trip.
you had
Why did
120
you go, and
mil
also what you learned?
that you turned down, right?
Yeah,
You brought that up,
I
I'm just
haven't
saying
did my
that
Africa
that's
trip.
the
The
relevant
main
point.
African trip that I want, we haven't done it yet.
That change of
The
money. I think
coronavirus got
bad
involved.
management, bad advice.
And another one,
but also,
another situation.
you are the business. You've got this
allowed us
advisor.
to
You're
not
the
doing
boss.
this
You pay
main
them.
one. So
You should be making that
I got
decision.
one that I want to
And
do.
I thought that was the wrong
I'm gonna be
decision.
traveling. I'm gonna do different tours. I think
Yeah,
I'm
I
like
agree.
4
I
cities
actually,
out there and
I don't
stuff, but I ain't
disagree with
done
you.
that
Like,
one yet.
as I
That's
said,
gonna
like
be the
he was
main
getting
one
emotional
that I-
there.
that I
Like
wanna
that's
do.
where I
But
think
once
he
I
made a
do
mistake.
it,
But
you know,
it-
I come
it-
back on
it's
the
not-
show
it's
and,
not of-
my
it's
whole
not of
experience
involved
about it.
in
You
terms
know,
of
going
the
back
Guys,
to
I'm
my
back.
tribe.
I'm back. Sorry,
My
guys.
Edu. My tribe is
Uh,
Edu
can you guys hear me?
tribe, You know what I'm saying?
The
Yeah, we're
Nigerian
gonna-
region?
Yeah, I'm back, man. My mic was like acting up a little bit. Isioma, are you with us, bro?
And different things as
Oh,
information
Isioma-
unfolds with me and I'll obtain
I
the
don't think
knowledge.
it's so much here.
I want to really
I don't
see
think my job
Yeah.
either.
my
He told-
culture,
he told-
go back to the ancestors.
He told her that it's going to.
and learned a lot of different things. You know, we all
Your
have
mic is going again.
different things that we're connected to.
Don't worry,
we
you
may
fix
not
the
even
mic.
know
We'll
that
carry on
about,
talking.
You know,
So,
and I
okay.
love just being
In
able to
terms
go
of,
back and research my roots.
Talking about
And,
Matchroom didn't
get
actually
deeply
want that
involved
fight at the
there
moment in
and
time.
see
You
what
know,
my tribe,
they
my
felt
tribe,
that
even
AJ was
with
going to lose.
the Edu,
All of that's all
Edu people,
conjecture because ultimately they made
they are
offers,
warriors.
and if those offers had been
Stone
accepted,
cold
the
warriors.
fight would have been
We
on.
wear masks, and we do a lot of royalty things. You know what I'm saying? Have royal ceremonies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it ain't
So
it's
yeah,
not a
if those
coincidence that I
offers
wear a
had
mask
been accepted, the
at
fight
my,
would have been on.
You know, in my
You know,
events
and
and stuff
I
like
would
that.
say
you know,
you make
it's
it,
just
and in terms
paying,
of the Wilder 2.1
tribute
million, when they
my
first started
ancestors
talking,
my
and when
tribe,
the first
you know
offers
what I
were
mean?
being
So
made,
shout out to all
Wilder
the Edu
hadn't
people
fought
out
the
there, baby.
Ortiz, and he hadn't
King's
made up to a
coming
million
home
at that
soon.
point. That's factually
I
correct.
just gotta
That can
handle
be checked,
some business.
right? He hadn't.
Champ is a nice
Obviously,
boy.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the
man.
right, with
Yeah,
the
let me
clout,
ask you,
it obviously
love you
started
as a
becoming more and more
brother.
popular. Hence
Love,
why
respect you as
he
a
could
boxer.
make his first million because he'd already started
Thick and
getting
thin.
some benefits
But
off the
I
back
wanted
of the
to ask
hype.
you about the
That's
Africa trip.
that's
Why
normal.
did you
Hence
go
why I
and also
said
what
with
you learned?
hindsight, would I say it's bad management?
I
I don't know.
had
I
to
still
do
think
my
there's a lot of
Africa
bad
trip.
management
The
there.
main,
But you know what?
Africa
Actually,
trip that I
he
want, we
did
haven't done it
ultimately
yet.
still
Okay.
benefit from
The
it because his
coronavirus
profile
got
did get bigger.
involved.
But that was the only
Another one,
reason why he got that.
another
You know, that
situation,
I can't say it's the only reason. Maybe he was going to get it anyway,
allowed
but
us
it
to
was
not
only
doing this
after
main one. So
you know the initial
I got one
negotiations
that I
with the
want
agent
to do.
that he got that
I'm
$2
gonna be
million for the
traveling. I'm
Ortiz
doing
fight.
different
But
tours.
when
I
they
think I'm in
first
like
started
4
talking,
cities out there
right,
and
he
stuff. So,
hadn't
but I
made a
ain't
million.
done that one
You
yet.
know,
That's
that-
gonna
that
be
is
the main
factually
one
correct.
that I want to do. But once I
Yeah,
do
you're
it,
right,
you
bro,
know, I come
in a
on the
way.
show and I'll tell you.
Wike, sorry, my mic is like was going crazy right here, bro.
You know, I'm on the
Yeah, I mean, what was your guys' last take before we moved on this topic? Or does anybody wants to give their take? Anybody else on the live chat? If you want to give your take, just let me know.
I'm not gonna go on long on it. But I just think that
you know,
if
go back to the
being
ancestors
fair,
and learn a
you're
lot
just
of
thinking
different
about it
things.
from
You
one
know,
perspective,
we all have
if they
different
wanted to
things
make, if they really wanted to make the
that we're
Wilder
connected
fight,
to.
why would they
We
offer
may
him
not
the
even
same
know
thing
that
that they offered
about,
Parker?
you know, and
When
I love just being able to
clearly
go back and
the
research
Wilder
my
fight
roots
is a bigger fight.
and get deep
Why would
It's
they, then
what
involved
it's
in
pumped
at
up.
the same time,
They were
at the
both
same
pumped
time,
up.
why do we have
they are
Barry Hearn saying
warriors.
he told them not to make the fight?
Stone cold
You know,
warriors.
from
wear
their
masks,
actions. I'm not saying from
and
their
we-
actions.
we-
See,
we
I'm
do
blaming
a lot
Wilder.
of
I'm blaming
royal-
Wilder as well.
royalty
Maybe Wilder
things,
should have
you know
called
what
their
I'm saying?
bluff
Have
and
royal
said, you know
ceremonies
what?
and stuff like that.
But,
So,
but,
you
but
know,
what I'm
it's
saying,
not a
Wike, is
coincidence that I
what
wear
I'm saying is
masks
forget what was being
at
said
my-
in terms
you know,
of
at my
actions.
events and stuff
He was
like that, you
offered
know, it's just
15 million,
paying,
right? In terms of actions, he was offered
tribute
that.
to
If he had
my
accepted it,
ancestors
the
and,
fight would have been
my
on.
tribe, you
These
know
were
what I mean?
actual
So shout
offers.
out to
Talk
all
about
the Edu
actions.
people out there,
These were
baby.
offers that
The
were
king
made.
is coming home soon.
Do you know what I mean?
I
Like
just gotta
these
handle
offers were
some
made.
business.
So the
All
champ
you have
is
to do is
a
say,
nice
okay, yes,
boy.
I'm going to
Yeah,
sign that.
yeah,
Let me ask you, Pete, that we love you as a
Anyway, I respect your take, but I still believe everything that I said. You know, I understand where you're coming from there, but I just generally feel like they should have treated Wilder more like. I'm not necessarily saying that he's not the A side, right? But they should have given him more respect, you know. And I think that particular deal was a deal that was made not to make the fight.
Well, look,
think about it from the perspective of Eddie Hearn as well. They saw it as a risky fight. Eddie Hearn needs AJ to keep winning and winning and winning. He needs him to keep winning. Think about it from different angles. You know, at the end of the day, it's a shame that all this politics has to be in place and we don't get to see the fights that we want to see. But
yeah.
Hey guys, at the end of the day, man, I tell you guys what, man, it boils down to boxing politics by the promoters.
Yeah.
That's why AJ and Wilder never fought.
100%.
Hopefully they can fight in the future. Hopefully, one of my prayers is AJ leaves matchroom boxing as soon as possible. He doesn't need them anymore.
Bro,
That's what I want
that's
personally.
not gonna happen though. Why would you say that?
I don't think Joshua should leave matchroom boxing at all.
I think he
No,
might do
you know
something
what I
similar
think?
to Canelo, where he moves around with whoever he wants to, like.
But AJ has
Whoever
that
gives him the
control
best deal.
anyway. AJ's got that control anyway.
Yeah, I mean Eddie Hearn works for Joshua, okay, but although Eddie Hearn also get into Joshua's head sometimes, you know. we know. Joshua look up to Eddie Hearn in a way.
People should
So
stop being too loyal to Eddie Hearn as well.
And I want you guys to also remember. I want you guys to remember there was a time Wilder called Joshua on iPhone. That thing they call iSnap or whatever that thing is called on iPhone.
Snapchat.
No, on iPhone. The video call. FaceTime, yeah. There was a time Wilder FaceTime Joshua, and then right there and then, Joshua picked up the call and paused. On the background, he was talking to Eddie. Are you following this? He was talking to Eddie. Man, what should I say to this guy? Literally, that's what happened. I promise you guys. So, you know, these are things that kind of diminished Joshua's reputation. But at the end of the day, we still love Joshua. We support him. Me, when Joshua lost to Andy Ruiz, I was celebrating. But after that celebration, I was like, man, come on, man. This is your guy. You can't just be hating on this guy because of the situation with Eddie Hearn. So I became a Joshua fan even more after he lost to Andy Ruiz. Yeah. Right? And then one more thing before I go. Sorry. The $120 million contract from DAZN. People painted like it was Joshua that offered Wilder a $120 million deal. It was DAZN, not Joshua. And it was DAZN trying to sign Wilder.
Come on.
No, wait, hold on, bro. DAZN was trying to sign Wilder so that they can have Wilder on their platform so they can make money as a company. But then if they, like Wike said earlier, if Wilder had signed that contract, which he did not sign because he wasn't satisfied with the details, if he had signed a contract and promised to fight Joshua while Joshua lost to Ruiz, then what was he going to do? Then he would have been tied to DAZN, forced to fight Jarrell Miller? Or who?
That's not how contracts work. It's based on if you win your next fight and you win your next fight, then this happens. It's not going to be tied to the contract. Obviously not. Come on.
No, I don't know, man. Maybe Wiki can help us. He's the lawyer that knows these types of information.
It would depend on the exact wording of the contract, and I wouldn't know. But from what we hear, it seems like Anthony Joshua's name might have been on the contract, so there will have been some sort of frustration of contract, in my own opinion. You know, it's not an open thing like that. It would have been possible. It might also have been possible to negotiate it out of there, but these guys promised him $120 million. If he didn't fight Joshua, where were they going to get that $120 million? It wasn't going to come from anywhere. The only person that would have guaranteed that money would have been Joshua. So it would have been like a frustrating situation. So those are those facts.
It's all good, man. Hey, thank you guys for the breakdown, man. Thorough.
thanks, brother. God bless you all. And guys, stay tuned.
Peace out, man.
We can sadly we can have our brother Isioma here, but probably later, so we'll get to it. Stay tuned, guys. God bless you all.
Allowed us to not doing this main
with you through thick and thin. But I wanted to ask you about the Africa trip. Why did you go, and also what you learned?
The Africa, I haven't did my Africa trip. My main Africa trip that I want, we haven't done it yet.
Okay.
The coronavirus got involved, and another situation allowed us to not doing this main one. So I got one that I want to do. That I'm gonna be traveling. I'm gonna do different tours. I think I'm gonna hit like 4 cities out there and stuff. So, but I ain't done that one yet, and that's gonna be the main one that I want to do. But once I do it, you know, I come back on the show and I tell you my whole experience about it. You know, I'm going back to see my tribe. You know, I'm on the Edu. My tribe is the Edu tribe. You know what I'm saying?
The Nigerian region.
Yes, yes, and I want to go back and learn a little bit more about my culture and different things as information unfolds with me and I obtain the knowledge. And I want to really see, you know, my culture, you know, go back to the ancestors and learn a lot of different things. You know, we all have different things that we're connected to and that we may not even know nothing about, you know. And I love just being able to go back and research my roots and get deeper.